My name is Alina. I am 23 years old. I live in a small house with my parents, in a place where dreams feel heavy and expensive. Every morning, I wake up before sunrise. I get dressed quietly, so I don't wake anyone. Then I walk to the bus stop and go to work at a small clothing store downtown. My job is simple, but tiring. I stand all day. I fold clothes, smile at customers, and pretend everything is fine. My feet hurt. My back hurts. But my smile stays, because my family depends on my salary. Every paycheck disappears fast. Rent, food, electricity. Nothing is left for dreams. I see girls my age on social media traveling, laughing, living freely. Sometimes I ask myself, why not me? But questions don't pay bills. One evening, my coworker invited me to a private gathering. I wanted to say no. I was tired. I was always tired. But something inside me was tired of being invisible. I wanted one night where I wasn't just surviving. So I went. The place was loud. Music filled the room. People wore expensive clothes and spoke with confidence. I felt small at first, standing quietly near the wall. Then I saw him. He was older, calm, well-dressed. He didn't laugh loudly like the others. He watched the room like he understood it. When our eyes met, he smiled gently. That smile made me feel seen. He walked toward me and introduced himself. His name was Daniel. His voice was smooth and slow. He asked my name, where I worked, what I wanted in life. No one had asked me that in a long time. For the first time in years, I felt important. Daniel listened carefully when I spoke. He didn't interrupt. He didn't rush. He made me feel like my words mattered. He told me about his life, business, travel, freedom. He spoke of success, but also loneliness. He said money gives comfort, but not peace. I believed him. I wanted to believe him. He looked at me like I was different, like I wasn't just another girl in the room. When he complimented my smile, my heart beat faster. I hadn't felt that feeling in a long time. We moved away from the noise to a quieter space. He offered me a drink. I hesitated, then accepted. My thoughts were slow. My guard was down. I told myself I deserved one night of escape. Daniel said he admired my strength. He said girls like me were rare, hardworking, honest, real. Those words wrapped around my heart. When he invited me somewhere more private, I followed. Not because I was reckless, but because I was hopeful. Hope can be dangerous when you're tired of struggling. That night I made a choice. I told myself it was destiny. I told myself this could be the beginning of a better life. Someone strong had finally noticed me. Someone successful had chosen me. I ignored the quiet voice inside my head that asked too many questions. Morning came too fast. The room was silent, cold. I opened my eyes slowly and looked around. Something felt wrong. The walls were old. The furniture was simple. Nothing matched the life Daniel had described. I sat up and looked at him. He wasn't confident anymore. He looked nervous, small, avoiding my eyes. And in that moment, my heart understood before my mind did. Something was not right. I walked around the room slowly, touching the cracked wall, the worn table, the cheap curtains. This was not the place of a successful man. This was not the life he promised with his words. Daniel sat on the edge of the bed, silent. His shoulders were heavy. His face carried fear. I asked him nothing at first. I didn't need answers anymore. Later that day, I followed him from a distance. He didn't notice me. He walked through busy streets, then quiet ones. Finally, he stopped in front of a large house. It looked real, stable, like a life built by effort. He went inside. I waited. My heart was racing as I walked toward the door and knocked. A woman opened it. She looked calm, tired, and strong. Her eyes were sharp, like she had seen too much already. Before I could speak, Daniel appeared behind her. His face turned pale. The woman looked at him, then at me, and asked gently, "Who are you looking for?" My voice disappeared. Then she said words that shattered everything. "I am his wife." The air left my lungs. Daniel wasn't just a liar. He was trapped, dependent, weak, living under someone else's control. The life he showed me was borrowed. The confidence was fake. His wife didn't scream. She didn't cry. She already knew the truth. She told me he had lost everything years ago. His business, his money, his freedom. He lived in her house by her rules. Daniel stood there silently, a man who wanted to feel powerful for one night. And I was the escape he chose. I left that house with burning eyes and a heavy heart. Shame followed me like a shadow. I felt angry at him, but more angry at myself. I had wanted a miracle so badly that I ignored reality. Later that day, Daniel found me outside my workplace. He looked older than before. Smaller. Broken. He apologized. Again and again. He said I made him feel alive. Young. Important. He said his life wasn't his own anymore. He said he only wanted to feel like a man again. Even if just for one night. His words were honest this time. And that honesty hurt more than the lies. I saw his weakness clearly. I understood his pain. But understanding does not erase damage. I told him goodbye. I walked away without looking back. That night, I sat alone on my bed and thought about everything. About money. About dreams. About how easily desperation can blind you. I realized I wasn't innocent. I had used him too. I thought he could save me. Lift me out of my struggles. But no one can rescue you if you don't build yourself first. I cried quietly so my parents wouldn't hear. Not because of him, but because I had betrayed my own values. Days passed. Life returned to routine. Work. Home. Silence. But something inside me had changed. I was no longer chasing shortcuts. I understood that wanting a better life is natural, but expecting someone else to hand it to you is dangerous. I had trusted a lie, because it was comfortable. Pain teaches lessons comfort never can. I began saving small amounts, learning new skills, working harder. Not because I was desperate, but because I was determined. Daniel never contacted me again. And that was fine. Some people are lessons, not destinations. I stopped dreaming of being rescued. I started dreaming of becoming strong. Today, when I look back, I don't feel anger anymore. I feel clarity. That night didn't ruin my life. It revealed it. I learned that trust must be earned, not offered out of hope. I learned that confidence without truth is just another lie. And I learned that dignity is more valuable than any promise. If you are listening to this story, remember one thing. If someone offers you everything too easily, ask why. If someone's life sounds perfect, look closer. And if you feel desperate, pause, because desperation attracts lies. Your future is your responsibility. Build it slowly. Build it honestly. Some mistakes break your heart, but save your soul. If you like this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your support keeps these stories alive.